Hello everybody, it's Dusty Sage here from MiceChat.com, and I'm obviously in ToonTown. We're in Spoontown. That's Mickey's house right behind us. We're going to take you on a little walk through Disneyland because there is a lot to see today, including right here in ToonTown where the crowds are thick and things are starting to fall apart. Isn't that right? There's things to see. Nathan might even have some food and beverage for us to take a look at as we go through. We're also going to lose him about halfway through the video, but that's okay because we have a backup in waiting. Right back there's Mike. So Mike's going to take over the microphone when we get about halfway through. So pardon my big finger here because we're going to flip this. And off we go. I'd take you into Mickey's house. We did all of that video when the land opened. You can find that on our YouTube channel. Of course, youtube.com/MiceChat. First off the bat, we're at the back of the land. This is Donald's boat over here, and they still haven't opened the water play area here, so it's all roped off, still closed up. So they're having issues with some of the in the land still, particularly the water stuff. I just went to a wider view for you all. It's cute. Land has been holding up fairly well under the rain. We were wondering how the hillsides would be. They do look like they have some streaking on them, or maybe they're just drying out. Mike, what do you think? Land is so busy, I'm having trouble getting through, so remember that you can walk on the grass here now. Hope everyone's doing well today. We're having a beautiful day here at Disneyland. It's just about 70 degrees. It feels warmer than it is, of course, because you're walking around and sunlight's out, it heats you up. By the time the video's over, it'll be cold. Look how crowded this is. But every square inch of this land is used. We wanted to show you the fountain, that's why we're back here. So there's the El Capitan Theater, long lines to get food over here at Daisy's. Just like the water playground, they still have not fully activated the fountain here, so the basic fountain functions are running, but it was supposed to be a programmed fountain here with a kind of like a water show type of an element to it. And we've never seen that in operation. But what we did want to show you, sorry here, is that the new speakers under the fountain are already rusting. You can see that rust.
Whoa, that kid's not wearing a shirt.
Water play area, right? That kid was ready to jump in. You may or may not have noticed, folks, when the land opened, some of the signage wasn't done yet, so they just had a banner up there, but they've replaced it with a clock sign. They did that a while ago. That's not new, but it might be new to some of you, so I thought we'd show that. And they're queuing people up here, and then also out a side door off the side of the attraction. We're headed out. We have an abbreviated version of Disneyland today because we're taking you over to California Adventure. There's a new character in Adventure's Campus that we want to take a look at. Some construction over there as well in San Francisco that we need to show you. And we may just finish up in the lobby of the Grand today. Take one last look at ToonTown before we head out. There are people parking strollers back in the old trolley barn back there. And of course, the park here where you can have a perfect picnic. Is anyone having a perfect picnic, Nathan? No. No perfect picnics.
People on the ground.
You see people sitting, but I don't see any blankets and I don't see any of those buckets. I think the novelty of the perfect picnic may already be over. As we head out, let's notice the stroller parking. The reason we could look at that park is because they have started to park strollers here. Now right here, there are 6 across. They're parking the strollers 6 deep. So almost half of this usable walkway here is strollers because the walking path to the left of these strollers, and then there's the wheelchair accessible ramp that's on the far left, and they can't park anything impeding that. Hear the noises under the bridge. More strollers on both sides now. So we have a line of strollers on our right and a 4 deep or so on the left. And then another stroller parking area here in front of the theater. So it's all about the strollers. Strollers, strollers, strollers. So this new land is very popular, remaining popular. It's as busy today as it was when it opened.
Yeah, but they got the line.
Monorail gliding by in the distance there.
So you won't be able to eat as much of that one because it's kind of like candy.
Jay Pike saying that ToonTown is as strong today as it was 6 weeks ago when it opened. Impressive, impressive indeed. Usually the influencers get in and a couple weeks later or so, things start to level out a little bit. It's a very popular land. It's not even fully functional yet. They don't have all of the water effects running, and I think we'll see it continue to be popular.
Here's a very valid question from Natalie asking if the fake grass gets hot where people are supposed to do their perfect picnics.
I imagine when it's the middle of summer, it's going to get warm. But they're using the same technology in Florida in their hub area, and people seem to be just fine. So I think people will be okay. Probably no different than in your car seat. You sit down, it's really hot at first, but it cools down once you shaded the spot. Take a quick look here. To walk by the Matterhorn. We're not going to go into Tomorrowland. We did that yesterday, so if you caught it, we did a little May the 4th be with you video yesterday in Galaxy's Edge and Tomorrowland. Matterhorn's going to be closed until 1st of next month. So Splash Mountain goes down at the end of this month, and then the next day, Matterhorn is scheduled to reopen. We hope they're staying on track.
Now Alice and a couple other attractions are supposed to go down in a few weeks.
Yes, next month they're closing all of the Fantasyland rides on this side of Fantasyland. So Alice in Wonderland, Mr. Toad, and Peter Pan. Now, there's no coincidence to that, I'm sure, because they're all in the same building. So they're probably doing something either on the roof or electrical or plumbing, something that requires them to get into that building. So they're closing all those attractions down. They won't be down too long. Park is aware that that's a capacity issue. Disneyland's old, these buildings are old and they need maintenance, which is why Matterhorn is down so much. Another view of the Matterhorn on this side. Nice shady path here. This is very comfortable. What a lovely day. It didn't start off that way. I woke up this morning, torrential rain. We're not used to that this time of year here. Been a little breeze blowing. Today is Revenge of the 5th. Drive-by princessing. It's a particularly gorgeous spot that we're in. So we have Castle to the right, the water fountains, the flowers blooming, On our left is the Pretty Path and the Tinkerbell meet and greet area, the little lagoon there. We have swan topiaries, pink trees in front of us. There's even a goose in the garden.
Noticing that a lot of the balloons are all the springtime balloons.
Well, all of these balloons are the Easter one. These aren't the ones with the, well, some of them have the Easter basket. We went through DCA and every single balloon we saw was the Easter basket balloon. We're desperate to get rid of that stuff. It's intoxicating. Lulled into a sea of Easter balloons. Disney 100 flower baskets. And the gardens are more or less inspired by the Disney 100 color scheme. It's purple and platinum. Take a slow burn here on the hug just so you can enjoy the view. Like being there, isn't it, folks? We had a great article this week about a no-ride day at Disneyland. And it's sort of what we're doing right now when we do these walks through the park, where we kind of take a stroll through and we see what's new, and there's always something worth seeing.
Although people do really like it when we go on a ride.
They do. They love it when we go on a ride. We went on 2 of them last week. This week, we just kind of have to get lucky, you know. The ride has to be ready and no line when we go by. Or we have to be about to get on the ride just as the video starts. It takes a lot of effort and planning.
Do you think that we'll do another Splash Mountain try before it closes?
I think we'll try. I mean, I have to try one more time before it closes. It's going to be a little bit hard for me. I do have a trip at the end of the month, and so I'm going to have to really plan that out. Wear waterproof underwear. Use plastic bags for socks. You know, the usual precautions.
Could always just get a poncho and then throw it in the trash directly afterward. Very sustainable.
Earlier today when we walked by Grizzly River Run, there was a whole family in ponchos, and it was pretty nice out when we walked by. Reminds me of being in Florida when you put that poncho on and it's instantly a sweat box.
Our friend Jeff asks, what is your favorite time of year for the flowers? Love the colors.
Now is the right time for flowers. So we have a good month or so of color here in California from April through May, and then right around June things start to change a little bit. We have flowers year-round in California. Our roses can bloom any time of year. Roses in my backyard were blooming in January. So Disneyland always has colors, but if you want to see the trees blooming, you know, right now is a great time with the pink trumpet flower trees, but a little bit later this year we have the jacarandas blooming. So the trees go from pink to blue, kind of a purple color. Sort of an otherworldly sight to see all the jacarandas blooming. There's so many of them in LA, so it's a lovely time of year as well. A 30-minute wait right now for Jungle Cruise. People upstairs, but only on the upper left. Upper right is open. It's not too bad. 65-minute standby for Indiana Jones, the Temple of the Forbidden Eye. If you haven't been in since they redid it last month, it looks fantastic. Still goes down a lot. Still constantly breaking down. but then it always has since it was brand new. Only ride that breaks down more frequently and for a longer period of time is Rise of the Resistance. Though Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway is certainly giving it a run for the money. Mickey and Minnie's has not been very reliable, unfortunately. We're going to take a quick look here at the treehouse. Standing back here. See, more and more of it is visible every day. They're trying a new technique for the scaffolding. They have a wire at the top, and they've just sort of suspended the scrim from the wire. Not as much risk of the scaffolding blowing down if there is no scaffolding. Mike, did you notice anything new? I think the one main thing that we're looking at here, I'm going to zoom all, are those posts right there at the center of this video. One of them will have a water tower on it. It's the one that's closest to us that looks like it's unfinished at the top.
I don't notice anything too different about it right now.
One thing that seems odd to me, Mike, that one building, the one room that's in the upper right, doesn't seem to have been installed yet.
Not yet, not quite. I see a bunch of equipment out there.
They might be working on that spot. Part of the building that I'm talking about, I'll have to walk up to the other painting. Very crowded here in the park today. There it is. This is the one that we're talking about. This room right here with the little girl and the butterflies and the birds has not seemed to have been installed yet.
It's good to see it.
See, I love you. Thanks for being my guest.
Water wheel either, but that is coming very soon. Let's go up and over the bridge here. Pirates of the Caribbean, there's nobody queued up on the bridge. That's a good sign. It either means that there's no wait, or it could be bad news. It could mean the ride is down. And I don't see anybody out front either. Oh, people now. Here we go.
So there's a question for you. Felix the
It's
Master
open.
asks, when do you think they will sell the other keys again?
Every couple of months or so, they've been opening up the magic keys. So basically, they look at see how many people do not renew. And they kind of collect it up until it's enough worth opening up again, and then they open up the keys. But one thing that has remained available is the top level key. Is that the Inspire? Is Inspire the expensive one?
The Inspire is the most expensive one.
So that's the one that's always available. It seems like they haven't had to turn that one off for a while now. But the lower cost keys, they come and go. They're constantly going to be adding to the inventory though. So I don't think we're going to be back into a situation where it's a whole year before you can get past it. Look how busy. It's a busy park today.
It's about what it felt like earlier this morning.
It's a big change in traffic patterns from last month when weekdays were packed, but Friday through Sunday were enjoyable. Now we're busy every day. Yesterday was packed, today is packed. I'm gonna get over here real quick, folks, and show you Dragonland. Nothing different from last week's video. Dragon is still behind that scaffolding there. I'm gonna zoom in for you. So the dragon's under that scaffold. It's enclosed on the top, bottoms, and sides so you can't see in. However, we did hear work going on inside of it today. Mike said it sounded like pins were being popped out of something, so they're probably disassembling the dragon now. When that dragon first came to the park many, many years ago, they had to bring it in by helicopter overnight, and it was, I'm sure, hard to get something that gigantic into the park. Is about completely ripping it apart. So sad news, that dragon is done. We don't have any word yet on when the new dragon might be coming,
Or if
or
there's a
if
new
it would be
dragon.
coming, or if it would be the same or something, you know, a new idea. But
Puppet
they
on a
have the
stick.
opportunity to do something a little less problematic, a little more reliable. Giant animatronic like that breathes fire, probably Not going to be exactly the same. Probably try something different, and it'll take some time because they'll have to think it all out what they want to do. Now we know that the show is going to be down through the end of next month, right?
Through the end of May 20, at least through May 28th.
At least through May 28th. That doesn't mean it won't be down longer. It's just that right now, at least through that date, it's down. The reason that they're having to even comment on it at all is because cast members have been scheduled for the show. So those cast members will be notified by their management that they will not be needed during that period. Some weird switchback here. I'm sure it's for pirates. We're right in front of Tiana's future palace. And I'd like to be able to go over and show you what's going on, but look at this crowd. Look at this, Nathan. We can't even cross the walkway. It's like the end of a parade when everybody just follows the parade out. Look at this. This is wild. This is so much busier than it has been here in the park for a while. There we go. We're taking the opportunity. Hey, how are you? Good. Again, here's that concept art. They have a printed scrim, and for some reason they're not using it. It's rolled up there on the top. I wonder why they haven't rolled it down, but it has been rainy. We're expecting some wind. In fact, we're wondering if these scrims might even come down this week for a while, and we're expecting the winds.
So I know that you weren't intending on talking about this today, but Joe says hello to us. Hi, Joe. We read yesterday Disney's having a meeting with the surrounding neighbors about the park expansion. I'm really interested in any information you may have. Would be greatly appreciated.
So Joe's asking about Disneyland Forward and what's new. And here's what's new. There is nothing new. So they are meeting with neighbors and businesses in the area, etc. We've had some local homeowners that we know there at the meeting that was just a couple nights ago. And there's no new information from the previous meetings. Disney is still seeking zoning approvals for this project, and they expect to have that completed at some point later this year before they start working in earnest on, what that means, what they're going to be doing. We know they want to build a mixed-use retail and hotel development on the current Toy Story lot. That's directly across from the Anaheim Convention Center. They're also, in order to accommodate future expansion of the resort, they need to build a new parking structure. And that parking structure will be behind the old Carousel Hotel, which was torn down many, many years ago. Disney bought that hotel to be a walkway that connects to Disneyland, but then that project kind of got scuttled by the city, but now it's all back on, and they're going to be building a parking structure back there.
It was a restaurant.
And then the last phase would be over at the area where the Disneyland Hotel is and the upcoming Pixar Pier Hotel. They want to scrape all that land, except for some of the hotel towers, and build a third theme park. Now, when they first announced, they said for attraction expansions for the theme parks, they made it sound like it was for additional attractions for California Adventure and for Disneyland. Makes no sense for them just to add more attractions to Disneyland or California Adventure.
So we should probably
when they can build a third park.
Head over.
We're going to head down. Third park and get people to spend an extra day. It's just absolutely, we couldn't go back that way. It's too crowded. We're going to head over to California Adventure, show you the construction over there. There have only been very minimal changes to that project that I'm aware of. Some little tiny things, like at one point they wanted to make Magic Way a private street and not have it open to the public anymore, but looks like they're giving up on that idea. They're making little concessions to the neighbors in the community so that they can get their support, because the reason that the previous expansion plans to build a hotel at the far end of downtown Disney and build that new parking structure failed was because Disney acted as though they could make any decisions they wanted and not have to work with other businesses and residents of the community. This time is very different. Constant meetings, and that's why there are so many meetings. They did change the company they were using to represent them on that project and hold those meetings and work with the city. So representation has changed around Christmas time, I believe, and things have been a little bit slow to get restarted. It's quieter at night here at Disneyland without Fantasmic. Curious what you all think. What would you like the solution for the Fantasmic Dragon to be? You know, when it opens, they'll be in B mode. B mode just means that they'll be using a version of the show that does not require the dragon. And they've had that version. It's just a projection on a mist screen. The music keeps playing and everything else happens, but there's just no dragon. But long term, we'd like to see at the very least another puppet version of the dragon, like the first version. It's a head on a stick with a kind of a fabric body that was stretched out. But it worked. Some version like that, at least in the short run, would be great, just to get some sort of a dragon back. And then long term, there's newer technology for lighter weight animatronics that would be maybe a little more reliable. That dragon was hydraulic. We have a feeling they may decide that the new dragon, if they ever do one, shoots steam with lighting and projections. The river maybe catches fire, but not the dragon. Not sure.
Kelly asks,
they're going to want to mitigate their exposure.
Kelly asks, do you think Downtown Disney will ever reopen the movie theater or build a new one?
No. Great question about whether or not I think a movie theater will come to Downtown Disney. No, I don't think so. There's an AMC movie theater just next door to the resort at the Garden Walk, and I believe that that's close enough right now. A movie theater is a huge facility, and until they're done with their Disneyland Forward project plans and they know just how much space they're going to eat up from the parks in downtown Disney and hotels and parking and all of that, I don't think anybody's going to want to spend that kind of money unless Disney can commit to a long-term lease. I don't know where they would put one.
Kevin asks, where he said, I heard you can visit the island again. Is that true?
Yes, the island has been opened on occasion. So the island itself was not damaged at all. The rafts can run back and forth. The only thing damaged, as you saw earlier on the video, is just the dragon itself, the stage directly under it. Hello.
Just gonna pop in for a second to say, if you enjoy these videos, please give us a thumbs up on the video and give us a share. So
like, share, comment, follow,
subscribe,
dance, break dance.
All of the above.
We're headed down a very busy Main Street. We're walking by some Fantasmic butt pads.
Someone was asking if we'd see them in ODV carts, and here
yes.
they are.
Oh yes. Fantasmic butt pads for everyone.
For $7.
$7?
$6.99.
I'll take two, one for each cheek.
It's a lot more comfortable than sitting on the ground. That is for certain.
Twice the comfort. Should we take a look at the Children of the Corn, a little drive-by? Little drive-by. Everybody's favorite characters at Disneyland. They should have walk-around versions. This will all be changing up soon enough, so we'll take a quick look at the children.
They're going to be patriotic in no time.
Yes. The Children of the Corn.
When you consider the pagan tradition of the maypole, it really brings out how creepy these dolls are. It looks like almost all of the butterflies have stopped working.
Sorry, I couldn't help myself. Every once in a while I have to go visit them. The Creepy, creepy. Children of the Corn. And I lost, of course, Nathan and Mike in the store because they probably got distracted by something, right?
I was looking at the butterflies. Most of them,
Butterflies?
they were
move?
moving.
Yeah.
But
They're
it
broken?
seems they have had a good run.
Yesterday when we were here, we took a look at the new Star Wars merchandise for May the 4th. If you're curious about all that stuff, be sure to watch that video. It's on our Facebook page and also on our YouTube. Just go to micechat.com, or I'm sorry, go to youtube.com/micechat. Click live because all the live videos are under that tab, and then click on the Star Wars video.
So
I was with Scott Solo, our Star Wars expert.
Jim asks, what's going on with the Emporium windows?
We'll take a look. Let's go take a look at those Emporium windows. Ask and you shall receive.
And there's also a special Emporium window that we need to cover. There's a special Emporium window for AAPI History Month.
I think it's
a
the same as
return.
last year, I'm
Yes.
guessing. Chippendale Rescue Ranger window, Nokia window, Disney 100 windows. Keep moving along, right? We've got broken windows to see, more Disney 100 windows. Aha, first broken window, completely blacked out. That is Princess and the Frog. Another broken window, that's Toy Story, just frozen arms. Cinderella, also broken, not moving. Peter Pan windows, blacked out. Frozen windows, frozen. And Aladdin window. Clean sweep, Nathan, they're all broken.
6 for 6. We've got to hoof it over to DCA because the thing starts in just a few minutes.
Okay.
A place where we can be friends, old and new. Who sometimes break into songs.
Fellas, why do we break into song?
Because none of us can ever find the right key.
Ba-doo, ba-doo.
You got a friend you need. You got a friend you need. And when the road looks from ahead and you're miles and miles from your nice warm bed, just remember what your mama said. Son, you got a friend.
You think we can make it over to Guardians of the
Oh,
Galaxy?
yes. We can. Nathan is herding us over to California Adventure because the Guardians of the Galaxy, what do they call that stupid show?
The
Sing-
awesome dance-off.
The awesome dance-off has been changed. So Peter Quill is now dancing with Mantis, his celestial sister. I don't fully understand how they are siblings, but their Christmas special somehow explained it.
You're the one that watched the special,
I watched
not
it,
me.
but I slept through part of it. I did like it enough to cry, Nathan. I did cry. Hello, it's a gorgeous, gorgeous cast member, everybody. So good to see you. One of our favorite cast members. She's always so happy.
Here's a question. Why is Mike Fink's cabin on the rivers of America no longer on fire? Safety, money saving, it's been off long before the Dragon bonfire.
So the secret to the burning settler's cabin is that it's all new. So the old cabin has been changed so many times over the years for various reasons, either safety issues or just being broken. And then there were some cultural sensitivity issues and it was sort of rethemed a little bit. Well, when the river was rerouted, they built a new cabin which doesn't burn at all. It's not even meant to, it's not even capable of burning. But it does have a smokestack and there's smoke coming out of it as though they're cooking something inside. So the best you get now is a little smoke out of the window. Florida still has their settler's cabin. I don't know if it burns or not, but it's capable of it. Nathan, I'm going to let you usher us in.
And then I'm going to say goodbye to
Oh
everyone.
no, you can't leave us.
My sisters will have me dead if I'm not there.
Nathan has to go to a sibling's birthday party.
I wrote
She go first.
That's another one you want.
Thank you, and I've got the one behind me too.
Okay.
Thank
Thank you so
you.
much. Look, just like that, we're in another park. We're just talking about Florida. If you wanted to do that in Florida, it'd be a minimum hour. Much easier to park hop here. So you can park hop a little quicker. You hop on the monorail at Epcot. That's if you get lucky and you don't have to wait for several monorails. Let's go Skyliner. Sorry, Nathan's handing me a backpack. Give me just 1 second here, folks. So Mike's taking the microphone. Here you're seeing magic in the making.
Okay.
Mike's been mic'd. He's been mic'd up. Thank you, Nathan.
Thank you, Nathan.
Nathan's gone. Nathan's gone. Everybody say goodbye. Bye-bye, Nathan. Yeah, we have to hurry. We have 3 minutes, Mike. Can we make it?
I think we can. This
Let's go
side
off to
doesn't
the-
seem to be
We're going
quite
to go off to the left.
doesn't seem to be quite as busy on this side.
Appreciate you jumping in like that.
Anytime.
Nathan has big shoes to fill. We're hightailing it back there because I'd like to see the beginning of the show. We're not going to watch the whole thing, folks. I just want you to be able to see when Mantis arrives. And when we were there earlier for the first showing, her very first time ever out, it was packed. So many people there. Of course, 1 million influencers with their cameras out. Yeah, it feels so much easier over here than at Disneyland. Since the festival went away, it's not as busy here.
I could spread my arms out and not touch somebody.
Yeah, amazing. From the moment we started in ToonTown until the end there, it's crazy. Over by Haunted Mansion was nuts. Invisible horses pulling this red car. Mike has been doing a great series of articles for us on Fridays. Last week was the first one, Photo Fridays, My Shots. We did waterfalls last week, and this week was all things Star Wars at Disneyland.
Yeah.
And lots of people have been sending you ideas and photos. You're even asking our readers to help if they've got a beautiful photo to share.
Definitely keep an eye out. We'll be doing more reader requests. Try and do those a little bit more often on this series.
And you can join our Mice Chat Facebook group. So just go to facebook.com/groups/MiceChat. Join that group, and Mike is one of the moderators there on the group, and he'll let you all know if we're ever looking for help with our articles.
Absolutely.
We appreciate it. These purple banners you see are for the Disney 100 celebration. They commemorate major movie milestones in the last 100 years, all of them animated. They're not in any particular order. Rogers the Musical coming up soon. The big summer limited time magic spectacular. Around the corner here, directly ahead of us is where they'll do the dance off.
Doesn't look too crazy crowded yet. Looks like Loki is standing out there right now waiting for them.
Where's Loki? Oh, he is. Loki wandering around over there, folks. It's a brand new show. The first show started a couple minutes late, and this one should have started about 2 minutes ago. Let's see, they come out this side over here, and they run up into that little stage. We did our best to coordinate this today so that we would be able to be over here in time.
Looks like perfect timing almost.
Sometimes we just wing it. We just wander and like, oh, look, a thing is happening. But today we did a little planning. It's a question about whether or not they could do a full show in the Hyperion Theater, and yes, they could. Designed to be able to do one. In fact, very close with the Aladdin show that they used to have and the Frozen show. Those were an hour long, some of them a little longer than that, so pretty much a full show. It would be hard for them to do something longer than that in a theme park setting. People need bathroom breaks, etc. Sorry to keep you all waiting like this, but I want you to be able to see the show. Lots of people waiting now, so the crowd is growing. Mike, can you see on the app, what time did it say? Nathan was telling me that it was at 5:40.
I will double check. I believe it was at 5:40. Go into the app here real quick and take a look.
Directly behind us.
Oh, it's starting now.
So this is Terra. It's pretty great,
They
right?
are. They came out a different way.
That's just the popcorn sunscreen. It'll be
And the people aren't as hideous as Rocket said. Although, some of them are a little funny looking though.
okay. That's kind of rude, Mantis.
They don't know who I'm talking about.
Okay, but still,
I'm sorry if my honesty has offended you.
could you not yet
To your strange world and weird customs.
just try and blend in?
I crave butter.
Perfect. It's great. Oh,
Peter!
it's okay. I should override the alarm. Full sonic disruption. I feel like I've done this a million times.
Do you not do it right?
Ignoring that. There it is. See? Everything's under control. Now, let's get to it. Advanced creatures of Terra. My name is Star.
And I am Mantis, Peter's genetic sibling. Our father is Ego and he is a...
Whoa. They don't need to know the crazy genetic tree that we fell out of. What's important is we are the Guardians of the Galaxy. Thank you. That's incredibly well deserved. Now, visitors to Avengers Campus, we seek those of you with bravery, style, and a taste for adventure to join the Guardians of the Galaxy. Do any of you have what it takes? I thought you might, especially you.
Okay,
But there's
so
only
as much
one
of this
way
as I
to
can
test
take.
your metal, your pop, your R&B, and your soul.
So we're leaving. I just wanted you all to see that Mantis is here now for those of you that want to watch the dance-off. It's here in front of the Guardians of the Galaxy
I was
attraction.
thinking something more along the lines of a
If you look
dance-off.
in your Disneyland app, it shows the times. 15-minute wait right now for the tower. We're going to walk straight through Avengers Campus. There is a new sipper that maybe we'll catch eye of, and then we're going to look at the new construction details at San Francisco. Lots for characters in this land than just about anywhere else at the resort. Looking up above.
Several characters out at the same time right now.
Yep. A little bit of construction they've been doing around the corner for a shop. We're starting to wonder just exactly what the scope of this shop is going to be, because the construction walls kind of pop out quite a ways. So we're wondering if the shop will be inside at all, or if they're just moving the merchandise carts over to here. They did put Black Widow's Jeep back. Used to be parked a little closer to where the walls are. Those are the merchandise carts back there that I was talking about. There's a new little bucket over here. I think it's a sipper. Pretty sure it's not a popcorn bucket because this isn't a popcorn stand. There it is up there. It looks clear. Of course, there's the gauntlet. Saw Spider-Man fly earlier today. It was so loud, even though we were on the bridge all the way over into Pacific Wharf, the soon-to-be San Francisco, we could clearly hear the music swell for Spider-Man, so very loud. We're walking into the sunlight, Mike. Always brilliant.
The most blinding part of the day.
I do love this. So this little Stark Industries map, and it's a map of the Stark Industrial compound, and you can see the layout of Avengers Campus, but with the overlay of the Stark Industries stuff. So the airplanes back there, Stark Motors, Kim Labs, where the restaurant is. I think it's kind of fun. Their expensive, yummy popcorn bucket from ToonTown just hit the ground. Spider-Man over here in a shady spot.
It's a little bit different from where they usually greet Spider-Man.
Yeah, he usually greets over here, but I heard one of the cast members say it was just way too hot. We're not used to the weather here yet, because it's not even 70 degrees, but in the sunlight it feels hotter. I'm a little schwitzy.
I could have sworn it was almost 80 earlier.
It felt like it was 100 degrees to me.
Right?
We had to go to the shady spot in ToonTown to sit down because I was so overheated, but it was not even 70 degrees. It's just the sunlight. We're not used to it. By summer, we'll all be fine. We'll be wishing we had this kind of weather.
Oh, and there goes a balloon. Somebody was asking about those earlier.
Yes. Bye-bye, balloon. Earth Month is over, so it's okay to now it's okay to pollute the waters with your balloons.
Somebody was asking earlier about the training to be a balloon attendant, and I'd made the comment that I thought that they were already tied off to a weight, and somebody said, I think that they don't tie them off until after. I think we just got our answer.
They used to all have the weights on them beforehand.
They did. I thought they did.
And I know that makes it very difficult to untangle them. These do not appear to be tied off. They are all loose on the bottom. But when you have two cast members there, as they do right now, one of them can hold the balloon and the other one can tie it off. So here we are at San Francisco. The first thing we're going to do is walk by it and show you the all the new painting on the side of the building, that the scaffolding is coming down. So they were completely scaffolded before, and now it is almost fully exposed. We even saw some cast members taking parts of the scaffolding down earlier today. So the top level is completely exposed now. And all the new signs, it looks just like it did before, but all the signage is actually new and repainted and has new Asian style lettering throughout.
Looks perfectly weathered.
It does look weathered, so it looks.
Absolutely.
And then you'll see Lucky Fortune Cookery, Cucina Cucamonga, and the Cerveceria are all mentioned, as well as going to be San Francisco Square Canning Company. And then here's where we think we've seen something. What do you see up there, folks? See Lucky Cat from Lucky Cat Cafe? Could it be that Bowden Bread Factory is going to become Lucky Cat Cafe? Let's go over the bridge.
Okay.
Bridge will of course be getting towers. It's been painted. The footers for the new towers are in. I'll zoom in on those for you too. See, the footers are just capped off with an orange box. See that? And that's where the towers will be affixed. The bridge itself is painted the color it will be when it's done. And then where it says Pacific Wharf on the bridge, which we will see in just a second, will be replaced with lettering that simply says Port of San Francisco. So it's a minimal overlay, really more paint and some decorative elements. But when it's done, there'll be new menus at the restaurants. There'll be a Baymax and Friends meet and greet. We don't know what they're doing with the bread tour, if it's staying or going, it'll be themed in some way. We don't know. But that signage will be replaced there. Very temporary signage.
Someone's asking, will the music change for San Francisco?
Oh, for
And
sure.
I'm pretty, definitely.
For sure. They'll change out the music. They're going to change some of the menus. The restaurants are mostly staying the same, but they will get new menus. First thing you'll see on your right is a construction wall. That's where the Cerveceria will go. So that the blue turquoise beer cart back there, we think that's going away. Could be parked somewhere else in the park. Possible that they could park it out in front, but we don't see it on the concept art. So let's take a look at that. Here's the concept art for the Cerveceria. You can see it's a pretty wide angle view there. No beer cart, but there is a window there. It's still Karl Strauss themed. It's the old Lucky Fortune factory. They used to make fortune cookies here. Didn't last very long, and then for a little while at Christmas time they tried to do cookies in there, and then they gave up on it. The other big area that's under construction right now is this. It's the Baymax meet and greet. This is where the beer cart is today. Just behind it, you'll see there are now construction walls. All they are installing back there, which is next to nothing, is a backdrop in that orange canopy. That is not much construction. They're not doing any physical infrastructure changes other than putting in an awning and working on the doorway where Baymax will come out to meet guests. And it's directly behind that turquoise Pacific Wharf beer truck, which could be moved to a number of different places in the park or could just go away. But you can see there's a little construction wall back there now. And that's where they'll be doing all the work. See if we can see anything on this side. Here's the doorway that's being altered for Baymax. So that's the door he's going to be coming out of. And then there will simply be an awning up above. That's it. Over on this side, they have scaffolds up around where the bathrooms are. Bathrooms are still open. They're obviously doing a little cosmetic work on the front. This is the first section inside the park where they've started to do the new signage and so forth. I'm going to zoom in on the Lucky Fortune Cookery sign. Now earlier I showed you a window back there where they're putting the cerveceria, and I said that's where the old Lucky Fortune Cookery window was, where they made fortune cookies. That's because this restaurant used to be on the other side. It used to be way over there where the Cocina Cucamonga is. And Cocina Cucamonga used to be over here where the Lucky Fortune Cookery is. At one point, they decided to flip-flop their locations because the Mexican restaurant was more popular and that was the larger space. So they moved it from here, the smaller space, into the larger space, and they moved Lucky Fortune Cookery over here. And surprise, surprise, this place got more popular as well. So it never was busy in the other location, and now it's busy almost all the time. Very interesting situation. Mike, did you happen to notice up there that it's falling apart?
I did. I just
look at the paint just shredding off of the sign.
It looks like it needs some attention desperately.
And behind the Pacific Rim Foods, look how the paint is all peeling off.
Some places completely gone.
Completely gone in some places.
Yep.
Now, I would like to think that they would do some restoration of this before San Francisco opens, but I don't know they have time. Like, that's a major restoration. It would require them to pull that sign down and take all of the neon off because neon is so fragile. They'd need to pull the neon off, and then they would need to scrape the metal and repaint it. It'd be tough for them to do while it was still installed. So
I think it would almost be better for them to just build a new sign and put the neon on top of the new sign, maybe.
yeah, I would hate for them to remove this sign at all. It's so gorgeous. You know, that's one of the most beautiful things in this park. A park that doesn't have a lot, but a lot of what's already here in this area fits the new theme, which is kind of a combination of San Francisco and Tokyo, and San Francisco. We're going to walk through the bread tour really quick. They installed a new piece of equipment in there. Most guests would probably never know that, but it doesn't look that great in here, Mike, and there are some things in here just doesn't look put together properly. Mm-hmm. If you've never been back here, folks, it's kind of a tour of how they make sourdough bread. You can see them actually making it. It's a spinning thing here. Earlier when we were here, they were actively making the bread. They had lots and lots of people working in there. Right now, it looks like they're not. It's the conveyor belt where the dough goes and comes through the machine. They leave it all kind of running so that we can see what is going on in here. You see how dirty this process is. There's lots of dough and stuff on the floor and water. Messy process. There's a lot of dough in the back there they're cutting up, so they will be making more here in just a little bit. Go into the proofing trays. There's a new mixer back there. That mixer that goes round and round is see it spinning there. But it's so tall off the ground that in order for members to use it, they really have to stretch. And then on the walls we can see that there are kind of like holes in the walls where they've put equipment and not even patched it up. Look how nasty that looks. All of that used to be connected to stuff. Those brackets, the empty holes there. See that, Mike? Mm-hmm. It's terrible.
Need to replace some tile, maybe.
So when new work and brought in the new equipment, they didn't bother to patch up the old stuff. Normally there's cast members sitting here and they'll give you a piece of bread. Oh, look, it's Rosie O'Donnell talking about yeast.
I don't think so. Look at them. Nice to see you guys.
So, know if we can even get out. Does the door open out or in? No, we can't leave.
Nope.
They put a thing in front of it, but they don't block you from leaving. So we're gonna go out from whence we came. With just a little bit more time, I'm going to take you all out through the grand lobby so you can see how it changed. They obviously had a big giant tree in the lobby during Earth Month. It's just dying there in the lobby. And then last week, Andy Castro did the update for us, and he showed they had a humongous tree stump vase in that spot with some plants in it, but they changed it again. So you can't make up their minds. And I just want to show you all, and we'll end the video there in the lobby. So if you don't mind hanging on just a little bit longer, I know we're at 1 hour already. And we showed you all the big stuff. But if you want to hang on, we'll take the walk through Grizzly Trail into the lobby of the Grand, and we will wrap up there. It is an interesting transition because directly across the bridge is sort of a San Francisco area. The Palace of the Fine Arts building where Little Mermaid is. Next to it is a little miniature San Francisco street, which is really just a bathroom on the inside. And the outside is meant to look like San Francisco.
Little shop in the bottom of it.
Then leads in from the real world San Francisco of California into the fake movie world of San Francisco, which is a little bit California and a little bit Tokyo. This coffee cart has never been more popular since they've rebuilt it.
I think it's my favorite coffee cart in the resort.
Really?
It is.
A little while ago, they reopened the Embarcadero Gifts. We have photos and things of the inside, but a little more high-end than it used to be. They've got a large, look at that, large jewelry collection. Pandora, that's why. Now featuring Pandora, so all the Pandora jewelry there. They still have the carts on the outside as well with even more Little Mermaid merchandise. Nice and shaded back here. We're walking towards the thing that I know Mike is going to comment on.
You're reading my mind. Will that wheel ever turn again?
I know, sometimes I see the wheel and I think of you.
The wheels are turning, but nobody's home.
As a maintenance-oriented kind of a guy, it drives Mike nuts that this water wheel doesn't work. And before this ride was refurbished, he pointed out just how scaled the metal was and that it couldn't turn.
Which it actually looks like it's been removed.
They did refurbish the wheel. They had scaffolding up around it. They did obviously a lot of work, but it still doesn't turn. Speaking
of maintenance, Grizzly River Run appears to be down
as
well.
The river is, oh yeah, look, the lagoon is filled up. So they drained the ride. Oh, not completely drained.
Not completely.
The boats are still floating on water, but they're empty.
But the water wheel's still not turning.
Mm-hmm. Lots of management and maintenance in their blue shirts. You never know what you're going to see at the Disneyland Resort. You can take a walk through the park just willy-nilly without any plans and see something.
Always.
There's either a ride breakdown or some crazy guest doing something, or there's a new merchandise item, a new food offering. Today we saw a lot of new stuff, new characters. It's nice. It's just good to be in California and outdoors, at really almost any time of the year and be able to enjoy yourself.
Yes.
Love living here.
It's been an absolutely gorgeous day. I mean, it started off, like you said earlier, raining, pouring.
Cold.
And now we got clear blue sky pretty much all around us.
I think they got mostly lucky last night for Star Wars night, for the May the 4th Star Wars night. Those go until 1 in the morning, and the rain did start around that time, so. But I think most of the night they got pretty lucky. They tried to keep Rise of the Resistance open until 11 p.m. for the party. There's 2 more hours of the party after that.
Yeah, because right now I was going to say, like...
Yep, definitely down. Earlier when we walked by the ride, though, there was only a 5-minute wait. Look, there's a possum hanging from Mike.
Oh, goodness.
The possum hanging from the umbrella.
Their new mascot?
I love it.
It's Dolly Possum.
That's Dolly Possum?
Dolly
love,
Possum.
Love, 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 love. Wonderful. Dolly Possum.
Now the question is can she sing?
Oh, I bet she can. It's Dolly Possum. From time to time, they have the DVC little kiosks open again, but only from time to time. Used to be they were always staffed, but they haven't really gone back to full operation since the parks reopened. But they did open that DVC lounge in Tomorrowland, which I like. Nothing special really about it other than you get free soda and you get free snacks and a place to sit and charge your phone.
Air conditioning?
We hang on for just a second, folks. We're almost into the lobby. Adventures with Paul's asking about any news about Murphy the Dragon. It's just that she's being disassembled. Disney has not made up their minds on how they're going to replace the dragon long term. So the short term solution is B mode. It's just projections. Some live music over here at the bar. This is the new Craftsman bar. The grill is where Whitewater used to be. You can sit poolside and have some pretty good food, drinks, and listen to live music. Live music almost every day. It's a restful spot. I really enjoy it. If they won't seat you because you don't have a reservation, the bar is walk-up seating. So if there's an open stool, you can always take that at the bar. And they'll serve the full menu at the bar. It's the the Storytellers restaurant. I used to come here all the time, really liked it in the early days, but it's gotten crazy expensive and it's just so-so. It's a combination buffet and menu service, so you can do either. I'm not a huge fan of a buffet usually. You can't eat enough to justify the cost of a Disney buffet.
I'm the opposite.
Mine's the opposite.
I am an endless, bottomless pit.
This nice shop here in the lobby of the Grand, and here we are, folks. Look at this.
Got a vocalist today.
That's nice. A vocalist and a piano player. This is Sugar Art, the Disney characters for the Disney 100 celebration. I'm going to show you the rest of that in just a second. They're doing a treat stand over here where they have various types of cookies and Rice Krispie treats and macarons, Disney 100 macarons. Some Millennium Falcon chocolate, so it's a combination of Mother's Day and Star Wars. You see some beautiful Star Wars cookies right there. And those lightsaber pretzel sticks. And now I show you the price. And you $20. And $20 for the Galaxy macaron box. I'm going to take a look at the singer here and the new.
Well, I know what you're thinking.
Oh.
Very works French. Let's, I'm going to be doing my best to just do some French lyrics, so if you do speak French fluently, just go easy on me
They had a
today.
tree right here during Earth Month, and then this weird vase here last week, and now here's what it looks like.
C'est si bon de partir pour te dire.
spot, folks. We're going to say adieu. It's been our pleasure to have you join us on this walk through the Disneyland Resort. Don't worry, there's always more on nicechat.com and on our social media accounts, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. We're everywhere. Beautiful update for you on Monday, so please check back. We'll be back with you again real soon.